no se canse. Hey, Skip, how you doing? How you doing? Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
The surprise of the, I guess, of the LDS is what happened with the Dodgers and the lesson that the San Diego Padres taught all of baseball. I was wondering, what did you told your team regarding what happened in that series, what almost happened with Seattle in reference that #1 team in American League, not so powerful team in American League, and almost cost you guys the series. What's the lesson that you gave to the guys to avoid that possible scenario? If you go in Spanish, it'll be beautiful.
No.
If not, I understand.
Yeah, but I haven't said anything to him. I just told him to play 9 innings, or if it takes more. Never underestimate anybody that you're playing when you get to this point. We went for your Don at the end, and Pena. Like JV said, we might have lost that first game. And then that first game, we knew how important that was to win because we had Castillo, who has outstanding stuff. And it was really big for us to win that last game because both sides are operating on fumes after that 18 innings. And they would have probably had more energy than we did had we played that Sunday. They're younger and, have a tendency to rebound quicker. And also they would have probably fed off the energy of their fans. Because I know that we were extremely tired on Sunday, and we were probably even more tired on Monday. And fortunately for us, we didn't have to play. And, that was big for us to come out of there, with the sweep. And as you see in the playoffs, anybody can beat you, anything can happen. Like JB was saying, whoever's the hot team at the end. And so, we were very fortunate to have won the games that we won because, they were in line, one hit, one play. They could have won every one of those games, but we won them. So instead of looking back, we have to look, where we are. We don't know who we're going to play, but we're trying to prepare the best we can without over-preparing for the other two teams that we may play at the end of this day.
We'll stay on the left with Christy.
Yes. Dusty, obviously Justin's starting game one of the first series was very uncharacteristic for him. What are you expecting from him going forward to bounce back from such a subpar start for his standards especially?
Well, this guy, he knows what it takes. And so we're not worried about it can happen to anybody. I don't care how great you are or what your track record says, that's why you play the game. And so, we anticipate, Justin to come out and throw a great game. Let's face it, those days off really hurt some of the guys. It hurt their location. It hurts the timing on some of the hitters. And so I think it's, we've tried to work as hard as we can during these 3 days off, 4 days off here to try to alleviate that situation because, you got to come out strong in this next series starting tomorrow.
Go to Adam in the middle.
Dusty, such a unique situation with your opponent. They're playing today and then they'll fly in tonight, whoever it is. Wondering if you could maybe put yourself in the shoes of the winning skipper, how you'll handle these next 24 hours. And I guess maybe my most important question, do you tell them to scale down the clubhouse celebration knowing that there's the ALCS right around the corner?
No, not really. When you get a chance to party, party. You know what I mean? Because there's not many people partying on that day but us. And so you party, you let it go, and then you look forward to the next round, and you try to feed off the energy and the positive thought processes, for the next series. And then you look forward to hopefully partying the next series, and then you scale it down, then you go to the next series. So, and then after tonight, then there will be 4. The final 4, so to speak, that are left standing. And so, you just look forward to it and feel fortunate that we're in this position.
Going on the far right with Chandler.
Dusty, do you have any? Do you know who'll start game 2?
Yeah, but I mean, we have to wait. We'll let you know tomorrow.
And then, as a follow-up, why wasn't Javier available in game 3 in Seattle?
Probably because Javier was going to pitch game 4. Yep.
Go Brian, on the right.
How do you expect your roster might change for the ALCS with possibly 7 games in 8 days?
Well, I mean, we were discussing that at length today. We might go to 13 pitchers, but then that means that you only have 13 position players, and you got to decide, which ones that you think will have a chance to help you more in the next series. And also, some of it depends on, who we're playing. Like whether we're playing the Yankees or whether we're playing Cleveland, and that'll be decided, very shortly. And then we have some tough decisions to make.
Go just to the left of the middle, Brian.
Dusty, when you took this job, I remember you saying you didn't know if you get another shot. Obviously, you wanted to be here. Mm-hmm. 3 years later, you're in your 3rd consecutive ALCS. The team is, and it seemed like you enjoyed that Seattle celebration as much as anyone.
Well, they made me. I was trying to stay behind the curtain.
You enjoyed it.
Well, I enjoyed it once they got me out there.
How is your bond with this team, these players, the organization, the city really grown in these last 3 years?
Well, it's been a good marriage for all of us. And, I loved the city even before I got here because I spent a lot of time here, got a lot of friends here, relatives here. And, with the players, I knew some of them from afar. And then, you get to know them. It's made it a little difficult with COVID to meet everybody in the organization, because I still haven't met everybody in the organization because we weren't, we didn't have the freedom to meet them. By now, I would have known most of the wives, most of the kids, but since I've been here, there have been 24 kids born, and I didn't even know the mothers. You know what I mean? So it's a situation where it was a little bit different. You couldn't go out to different restaurants or bars or different things that you would have ordinarily done. It's been different because of COVID, but things are hopefully subsided. But we're still not out of the woods yet. We still have to be careful, as I had to be careful out of Cleveland last year. A couple months ago, and so the whole world's different. From the time I got here, but it's getting better.
Go in the back, Todd.
Yes, ma'am.
When you guys were figuring out your rotation with the 3 through 7 without an off day, was it important that your Game 3 starter was comfortable working on 3 days rest if he was needed potentially for a Game 7?
Yes. Yep. And a lot of that depends on the strength of the person, mental and physical strength of the person. Who has the most resilient arm. All that comes into play, and also you have to be aware and cognizant of the future of that player. Because I'm very aware of that because being from San Francisco, the Bay Area, everybody has to extend if you're going to be the champions. And then I saw, firsthand some of the outcome of the Giants winning 3 out of 6 years, which could possibly have cut some of the careers short of Lincecum, Kane, and then you see that, Bumgarner's not the same. A lot of these guys, those extra innings, and extra stress that are put on, especially the pitchers, for the quest for the championship. And so I'm trying to win the championship, and I'm very aware of the careers of these guys and the future games that they're going to have as far as like excellence for their careers, earning power. All this comes into play.
Go in the back right.
Dusty, what has that preparation process looked like as you try to get your guys ready for the big stage and you don't know who you're playing in a little bit over 24 hours now?
Well, I mean, you try to go about your work as normal. You know, you take infield, outfield. The guys are on the field right now while I'm talking to you guys. You know, you're hitting, you're trying to simulate as much as you can, you know, for game situations. You know, you try to urge guys get to rest, you know, to you know, to eat well, stretch, get a massage, whatever it takes to prepare yourself, you know, because I mean, we got a tough road here, and like I said, there's only 4 of us left, and so you know, we feel very privileged and honored to represent the city and represent our families.
Do 2 more. Pete in the middle.
Dusty, as you've gotten to know Christian Vasquez, what do you think of him as a player, and how comforting is it to have a guy like that as your backup catcher?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's not really a backup to me. You know, well, I got 2 regulars, but it's just that Maldy has caught particularly JV, Framber, and McCullers over a long period of time, and it's very comforting to have you know, Christian. He's a great teammate. He studies, you know, him and Maldy study together, and he's very an astute, you know, baseball mind, and you know, he's a good athlete. I mean, you know, he can run, he can throw, the guy can catch, and you know, I know he's been around a while, but he has a very, very bright future, and I'm glad we got him.
And 1 more, Chandler on the right.
How much do you think these couple days will help Altuve decompress a little bit, and what are you expecting from him kind of after those 3 games he had against the Mariners?
Well, hey, man, this guy's been good for a long time. And, you know, sometimes it's not always up. I mean, sometimes no matter how great you are, sometimes there are down times. And it's how you deal with the down times versus how you deal with the good times. It's easy to deal with the good times, but the mentally strong, you know, have a way of dealing with the downtime. We just have to increase concentration and focus. And, you know, when you're in a downward spiral, man, sometimes it's hard to get out. I don't care who you are. And, but I'm expecting, you know, big things out of Altuve. And because he expects big things out of himself. So I don't put any pressure on him. I just feel very fortunate that we had some guys that were hot enough to you know, to carry us through that series. I mean, you know, had we lost that series, and everybody would have been talking, would have been blaming Altuve, but that's not how it is. And that's the kind of team that we have. We get a couple guys down, boom, we got a couple guys that pick him up, and then hopefully, like I said, it's been a long year, but we've been winning games, but we have never been operating on full cylinders the whole time, especially our offense. So the way I look at it, you know, law of averages are on our side, because you can tell I believe in those law of averages. So, you know, water seeks its own level, and it's about to seek here shortly.